I believe, yeah, that's going to do it.
They can snap it.
Play clock is under 40 seconds, as you may, or man, you couldn't see. They just took a knee. I'm going to try to hurry up. I don't want to make this super long, however, I do want to give it its, full analysis and whatnot. We got the Bama and the Cinnamon Roll game. Come on back to the channel later for that. You know your boy Matt is a Bama fan, but I do pride myself in being an analyst first, then a Bama fan. Oh, man, we got a lot to talk about here. Turn this down. Shut the door. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. By the way, I know y'all like to troll and whatnot, but I got this new light for the season. Let me know in the comment section if you like it or if it makes the video bad, you can't concentrate. Don't troll in the comment section, be serious. Because if y'all don't like it or y'all just want to see it set on one color, well, that's what we do. Because as y'all know, your boy Matt is a fan of the people, and I'm going to give the people what they want. Ryan Day, the fraud himself, gets it done. Y'all know your boy Matt is a professional Ryan Day hater. I don't shy away from it. I am. But he did a good job in this game coaching. 6 consecutive win versus AP top 5 opponent. Longest active streak. Good win for Ryan Day. But we know what the storyline of this game was, guys. We know, don't act brand new around here. And by the way, let me say this. Sorry, getting a bunch of texts. Forgot to mute my phone. Start by saying this. Welcome back. I should have started the video by saying this. What am I doing? Welcome back to the channel. A lot of you only tune in from August until the end of January, early March, and that is totally fine. Welcome back to the channel. Y'all get to see my face. I haven't seen y'all in a while. You haven't seen me in a while. It's good to be back. Oh, as you see on the whiteboard, I have the I'm back here. Posted that on Twitter. By the way, we have an outstanding community on Twitter. If you want to see what I'm saying during the games, we may go live during the season on YouTube. That's something a little foreshadowing. Long story short, if you want to see what I'm saying during the games, feel free to follow me on Twitter. We got Julian saying, shout out to him, the winning quarterback in this game. Let me turn this down so we can lock in, get down to business. First things first, this was a very weird, clean game. What am I talking about? What am I referring to? Great question, my friend. I'll let you answer it. In week 1, you normally see sloppy football, bunch of penalties like Georgia Tech, Colorado, Boise State, USF. You saw Georgia Tech, who was one of the best teams last year at taking care of the football, have 3 turnovers in their first 12 snaps. They only had 10 turnovers the entire season last year. They had 3 and 12. This game, not only was it clean outside of Arch Manning throw an interception, he almost threw 2, but he only threw 1. I think total, without even looking it up, there was only 8 to 9 penalties combined. This is what I like to see. The refs let the players decide the game. No fan base, no matter who would have won, would have walked away saying, oh yeah, we got screwed here. We need more of this in college football. And this is a different video for a different day. But the one thing the NFL just crushes the collegiate game in, refereeing. NFL refs, 9-day difference. They're actually good. College refs, not very good. Don't even get me started on that. I did want to address that early on. Before I go any farther, let's clap it up. To our winners, B, little bro, Ohio State. Good win. I did pick Texas to win this game. I thought Arch Manning was going to be much, and I mean much better than what he was. As you saw, this is me putting it nicely. He was trash. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to joke. He was trash. Hot garbage. He was one-hopping. This is supposed to be a generational talent guy, guys. 5-star recruit. Top 5 overall recruit in the nation. He was one-hopping wide receivers. One-hopping them. Extremely inaccurate. Was sped up the entire game. At the end of the game, he got comfortable. But guys, it's too late. When there's 3 minutes and change to go, you can't turn it on then. You got to turn it on in the second quarter or the first quarter, not the end of the fourth quarter. The game was already over. You still got a shot at the end. We'll talk about that in just a second. I did see a lot of people, I'm going to be all over the place in this video, so many things to touch on. I did see a lot of people critiquing the Sarknado, Steve Sarkeesian. Oh, why did you do a quarterback sneak on that 4th and 1, the 4th and goal play? I like the call. Let me remind you, Arch Manning is 6'4", 225, 235. The guy's a tank. I love the tush push. And here's what's funny about it, right? If it works, everybody's saying, oh, nobody's going to say anything. But the only time people talk about, oh, that was a terrible play call, is if it doesn't work. Y'all acting like he did a reverse flea flicker on the 1 yard line. He did a quarterback sneak, a tush push. That is like the most stereotypical call. I like it. If you had Quinn Ewers in there, maybe I don't like it. But 6'4" Arch Manning, who is an absolute unit and tank, I like the call. Sometimes your players don't execute. Nick Saban always said this, and it changed my outlook on college football and really college basketball and all sports. He believed it really didn't matter what play you call, because at the end of the day, if your players don't execute it, it doesn't amount to a hill of beans. He stated, you can call a terrible play, but if you have great players, they're going to make something out of nothing. And it's true if you think about it. If you have 5-star supreme talent, like let's say Ohio State's playing Toledo, whoever the offensive coordinator is, it could be me or you. We could call the worst play, but we could call the worst play for 80 snaps, but Ohio State's still going to win the game. You see what I'm saying? It comes down to execution. Ohio State, clap it up to their front seven defensive line. The secondary, too. Ohio State secondary has been a big weakness. Clap it up to them. They weren't too great last year, and they shut down Arch Manning, but really, Arch Manning shut down Arch Manning. He was awful, and I'm going to say it all throughout this video. He was awful. There's no sugarcoating it. On a scale of 1 to 10, if I had a greatest performance, you're talking about like a 2 or 3. I'm not going to give him a 1 due to the late touchdown throw, but it could have been too much worse. And it's not the fact that he threw an interception. It's the fact that he's missing. I can't get over it. One hoppers. There was I counted 5. There might have been 6 to 7 wide open receivers. The ball's not even hitting their feet. It's hitting 5 yards in front of their feet. What are we doing, man? I saw some people saying on Twitter, because I was ridiculing Arch Manning a little bit. I was critiquing him. Everybody saying, well, Matt, it's different. He's not trash. He's just not used to playing elite and great teams and defenses. And that's true. It is a fair point. But here's my rebuttal. These were wide open receivers. It's not even like they were covered the entire game. No, he just couldn't hit wide open players. At the end of the game, he had a couple. He had 2 really nice throws. The touchdown that was kind of bobbled. I figured they wouldn't overturn. They didn't. And then the one to start out the drive where, well, it stalled at the end, and then Ohio State took a knee. That was an outstanding 40-yard pass. I think it was to the tight end. But that was it. Outside of that, he just looked flustered the entire game from start to finish. And this is a bad sign. A lot of people, here's your casuals, they were getting exposed on Twitter. Why is Steve Sarkeesian running it? We're down by 7. We're down by 14. Let's try to pass it. Buddy, he can't pass it because Arch Manning was that bad today. See, this is why you got cheesy puff eaters and you got coaches. I'm going to defend Sarkeesian. He knew that Arch Manning wasn't having a good day. He knew that Arch Manning wasn't going to beat Ohio State through the air, and if anything, you're putting the ball in harm's way if you throw it. So he was going to try to run the ball. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather run it 3 straight plays and have a great chance of getting a first down, or pass it 3 straight plays and there's like a 30% chance Arch Manning throws a pick 6, and then you just lose the game automatically? You see what I'm saying? I didn't mind the play calling, and the reason Sarkeesian called it that way is because Arch was struggling. I want y'all to understand that. That's why you're seeing him run the ball. And that should have been a sign and indicator to people out there. If you're sitting on your couch going, they're down 14-0 with 8 minutes to go. Why is he running the ball? Oh, it's because Arch Manning can't throw the ball. Come on, man. I wish I could sit up here and tell you guys I'm a rocket scientist, but I'm not. This is common sense. That was the best option. The best choice. That's enough about Arch Manning for now. I addressed the 4th and goal call. I didn't mind it. Early in the game in the first quarter, they also didn't get a 4th down conversion, but defense held up. They stopped Ohio State from getting a 4th down conversion. I thought Texas, as far as it goes defensively, played an outstanding game. You held Little Bro State to 14 points. They got arguably the best player in the nation, Jeremiah Smith, but I don't know. Like Lee Corso says, not so fast, my friend. I hope that wasn't cringy. I kind of sounded cringe. It sounded cool in my head. You get the point. Jeremiah Smith dropped not 1 but 2 passes early on in this game. Not looking like the best player, but I don't know. They chopped it up too. Could you believe that? They said, oh yeah, it was his gloves. He switched them out. Are we serious? Just say he dropped the balls. I mean, what are we doing? If it was raining, I could understand the glove excuse, but it was a perfect day. He just dropped them. It happens. He's human. I did wind up tweeting this out, my first quarter analysis early on in the game, and it's true for the entire game. Julian Sayin looks way better than Arch Manning. I got to clap it up to him. Sayin played a fantastic ball game from start to finish. The only reason Ohio State was kind of stalling out early on is because tight end dropped a pass. Like we talked about, Smith, he dropped a couple. He was throwing perfect balls, and I said this in the preview. Go back. I said it's documented on the channel. I evaluated his high school film, and I don't do it much with quarterbacks because they're playing future insurance salesmen and DoorDash drivers. I don't care how good you look against high school competition. But here's the thing. Julian Sayin throws one of the prettiest balls you're ever going to see. He is so accurate. He looked like how I thought Arch was going to look in this game. I thought Arch Manning was going to look like the Realio Dealio. I thought he was going to show everybody, no, it's not just my last name. I deserve the hype, but he doesn't. He looked awful. Julian Sayin should be getting more praise. And it's not even like, he didn't have the most insane statistical day throwing the ball. It's not going to wow you when you look. We'll pull up his numbers in just a second on the whiteboard. But here's what did impress me, and this is all that matters. He was a fantastic game manager. He was marvelous. It was a masterpiece. I don't think Sayin could have played too much better. If I had a greatest performance, I'm giving him an A-. I get it. That's going to sound high. But I don't know what more he could have done. He handed the ball off a lot. I know that sounds stupid, but seriously, that's a part of being a game manager. Handing the ball off when you get your rare opportunities to throw the ball. Look, they knew early on they weren't going to have to score 35. Do I think Sayin could have put up maybe 28, 35 points, need be? Sure, but they didn't need to. He didn't put the ball in harm's way. You got to talk about that when you talk about these quarterbacks and how they played in this game. Going back to this, when he had opportunities, I mean, these balls are hitting the receivers in the hands, or they're at least in the vicinity. To compare them, and it's a great comparison because it's really the first real start for both of these guys. Arch Manning, when you watch him, his balls weren't even near his players, weren't even near his wide receivers. So, check mark to Julian Sayin. I'd go on and on about him. I think at the point, I wouldn't say like Ryan Day out-coached Sarkeesian. This game came down to who had the better quarterback. Defenses were 1A, 1B. You're talking about two of the best defensive teams in the nation. I think they may be 1 and 2. Ohio State's defense shocked me. I knew they were going to be good. I didn't know they were going to be this good. Losing some key players last year. The Texas defense didn't shock me. I knew they were going to be great. They were great in this one. Kept them in the ball game. So you got to give a nice little golf clap to the Texas defense. I think that's pretty much it before I get into this whiteboard stuff. There's some other things where's my eraser off? Some other things I'll remember. But let me write down these stats and hurry up because I'm already certain that Bama has kicked off. And I don't want to miss any of that. Hopefully y'all can see this pretty good. Block out the glare. All right, sweet. Manning in this game. Numbers are deceiving. Didn't play near as good. 17 for 30. And so slightly above 50%. I believe it's like 57, 58, something around that. 170 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Almost had 2. One of them got overturned. Sayin, you look at these numbers. If I'd have shown a Ohio State fan these stats for the game, you would have been like, I don't know, Matt. Did we win? Did we lose? You won, buddy. It's okay. 13 for 20. Pretty good. Buck 26. Manning, 3 more yards than but Texas was trailing. It goes back to this. Hit the check downs. Didn't do nothing crazy. When you play on a team like Ohio State, you don't got to be a superhero. I said it in the preview. Take what the defense gives you. Rely on your talent to carry you to the win. It's what Greg McElroy did at Alabama. Mac Jones was a pretty good gunslinger. Or not gunslinger, but he was a really good passer. Had a really good season. The other Bama? A.J. McCarron. You get the point. Game managers. Game manager, quote unquote, is like this terminology that people look down on. Oh, well, that's a game manager, Corbett. I think it's a compliment because you're taking care of the ball, and more times than not, game managers win national championships. But here's the key with Sayin. I'm going to draw an arrow right here. Here's a big reason why you won the game. 0 T.O's. Let's draw a bunch of arrows. 0 turnovers. Hopefully you don't see that. Glare, I'm blocking it out a little bit. 0 turnovers. Arch Manning. I thought this was key too. I thought he may scamper off for like a 50-yard touchdown against Ohio State. Didn't happen. You know how many yards they held him to? Rush yards. 38. That is a big fat W. If you could ask me for the Ohio State defense, he is a real dual threat quarterback. He's way quicker and faster than what most people think. You saw it last year at times. Holding him 38 yards when he also had an off day passing. Granted, I will say this. I know I've been very harsh on him, but it's deserved. Because if he played good, we'd have been overreacting to that as well. We'd have been hyping him up. And it's only fair because if like Shedeur Sanders would have played this bad, oh man, could you imagine Twitter? Whew, they'd be frying that man. I don't think he's always going to play this bad. You do got to throw in there, you're playing one of the best defenses and one of the best teams in the country. It's not always going to be this hard for him. But what is concerning is that Texas, they're tired of finishing in the top 10 or even the top 5. They want to win a championship. And if you want to win a championship, you're not going to win with quarterback play like this. You're not even going to come close. Not going to come close. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Ohio State's going to get much better in this. Julian Sain's only going to get better. So Texas, they got to get much better if they want to compete for a national championship or heck, even make the playoff. You're now behind the 8 ball. You're 0-1. Sure, maybe you could get away with losing 1 to 2 more games, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Texas, they didn't have their best stuff. Ohio State, they did what they needed to do. That's all there is to be said about it. I'm looking at the box score. Here's a fun fact for you. Wow, I didn't know this. Ohio State only had 203 total yards. Texas, 336. Ohio State only had 77 rushing yards. Texas, 166. Yeah, I mean, it came down to execution. Who's going to make the big plays when you need them? Ohio State did that. Texas, they did not. That's all I got for the whiteboard. We'll move this out the way, wrap up the video. Ohio State, I know a bunch of Ohio State fans are going to be like, Matt, you owe us an apology. You picked Texas to win the game. I don't owe you an apology. I just thought Texas was going to win the game. I thought Arch Manning was going to be a little bit better. I've said before in the video, that's all there is to it. I think if Arch Manning would have played better in this game, Texas probably wins. You saw the stat line. Don't get it twisted. I've praised Ohio State in this video, and let me clap it up to them again for defending your home turf. To me, Ohio State proved why they are the champs in this game. Texas is now, wait a minute. This now means Texas in their last 2 games is 0-2, right? Yeah. They're 0-2, not just 0-2, but they're 0-2 against Ohio State. You're going to have to beat teams like this if you want to win a national championship. Arch Manning has got to play better. Period. The end. There's many more things I can say. This Bama game is about to start. I will be doing a reaction video to that. So I'll see y'all then. Bye-bye.